It's the Superhuman Television Show, your guide to living beyond 100 years in good health. Now, here's your host, Carl Lanore and Tony Vanetti.
Hey, welcome back to Superhuman Television. I'm Carl Lanore, and this is Tony Vanetti. How you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited about this topic today because, again, a lot of the topics we talk about you are so well versed in, and I jump in. But when we talk about the gym, it's really starting to get excited to me because I believe as much as the hormone replacement and eating right, you and I both are so on board with getting to the gym, whether you own one at home or whether you get to the gym. We think it's so important, and that's why we're going to jump into today.
Well, and I want to make sure that the ladies in the audience don't tune out. We're going to be talking about the importance of strength as part of the longevity equation. And a lot of women tune out because they think this doesn't pertain to them. It pertains to women even more so than men because women have a harder time learning to be strong, especially with societal viewpoints on women and strength. And that is where they suffer because women outlive men, but they end up in institutions because they lose the ability to be ambulatory and to live on their own independently. And that comes down to strength. We're going to talk about research that shows that frailty in women shortens your lives and ensures that you end up in a nursing home for the end of your life. You don't want to do that. So ladies, we're talking about strength today, but this goes doubly important for those of you listening to the show today.
Yeah, my grandmother's 90 years old, and she ended up having to go to physical therapy because she could not stand in the kitchen long enough to make her own food, and we were all freaking out. But you know how you try to handle your grandmother. She went to physical therapy, and now she had to work out. They forced her to work out. She hated it, and now, guess what? She's back.
Now, the one thing that I have to also point out is a lot of the research we're going to talk about today has been done in men, but that's because that's who they do this type of research.
Okay.
But it pertains to women as well. In fact, there's evidence that the strongest individuals live the longest. The California Veterans Administration did one of the earliest studies in this area where they followed 16,000 veterans over the course of about 18 years. And at the beginning of the study, they had these men do a leg press, and they assessed the strongest to the weakest men.
Right.
And then periodically, these men came back for different reasons, and they did their leg presses again. And what they determined from this longitudinal study was that the strongest men lived the longest. The men who were weak at the beginning of the study and continued to get weaker, they died at the highest rate of all-cause mortality. So whether they died of heart disease or kidney failure or aneurysms, whatever, they were the weakest men in the group.
So being stronger is better.
Yes. Now, the nice thing about that is, unlike being tall, you can't change that, or being Hispanic, you may not be able to change that, but you can change how strong you are.
Unless I'm at a Star Trek convention, I'm never the strongest guy in the room. I'm the opposite side of you, okay? When I was in high school and freshman football came up, you know, and I'm bench pressing 110 pounds as a 14-year-old. Well, there are really good, my best friends are on either side of me bench pressing 250 as a 14-year-old. So I'm on the other side of that.
But no, I got to tell you something. I'm glad you raised this point. I really never talked about this openly, but I was exactly like you. I was never a strong kid. In fact, I had so little muscle on me when I was young that my friends called me Gumby because when I turned sideways, I disappeared. I was wide. I had like a swimmer's physique. I had broad shoulders,
Right.
wide clavicles,
Yeah.
but I had no muscle on me whatsoever.
Right, yeah.
And so what you see now is the effects of 15 years of training.
And women also, again, you give birth to children, all right? There's nothing more, and your whole body changes after that, and we love you so much for the sacrifice that you make to your body to give us the wonderful children that we have. Don't think that we don't appreciate that wholeheartely, but you do that, and you're a mother, and there's there's not a tougher job on this planet than being a mother. I promise you that. And if you can be a mom, you can work out.
Yes.
Okay, you
Absolutely.
can go to the gym. If you can handle kids, you can handle the gym.
That's right. We have a graphic, I believe, if we could put that up, if it's ready to be queued up. This was done from a Swedish research study. They showed that they used the word shift instead of lift. The more weight a man can shift with bench press, leg press, and there's a longer life expectancy. Muscle power protects, especially against cancer. This is really interesting. how does it work against cancer? And we're going to talk about that a little later, but the inflammatory response. But the more research we do in this area, the more we realize that stronger equals longevity. And don't forget, how long have they been saying only the strong survive? Well, the strength of an organism is directly related to its ability to survive. We know that.
There's so many different ways to try to get strong too. I mean, we're going to cover that today also, how you can build it up. Again, we'll show a video a little bit later of Carl doing some leg presses, not leg presses,
power squats.
Power squats that I caught on video. I saw you over there, because to tell you the truth, that's the first time I met Carl. I said, who is this old guy over there with 87 45-pound plates on the squat thing? And I was like, okay, I got to meet this guy. So we'll show that video later. Today's a very interesting show. Ladies, this is for you too. You need to get to the gym. If you don't go into the weight section of the gym, because it's all a bunch of meatheads like Carl and Tony over there, you've got to change your philosophy. Get out of the cardio. Cardio's great, but you have to go lift weights also, man. Strong
is the new sexy. Remember that, okay? There's one other thing. If we could just show this real quick. I know we only have 30 seconds. We have an image of one of the studies that I was talking about. And I know that you can't see all of this, but men with the highest physical strength had 33% less likely to die of cancer than the men with little physical strength.
That's unbelievable.
And that's because exercise increases glutathione production, which decreases inflammation in the body.
Okay, strength and honor. That's what we're talking about today if we were Roman, all right? So back after this with Superhuman Television, Tony Vanetti and Carl Lanore.
Superhuman Television will return after these messages.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Lab's liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.
Welcome back to Superhuman Television. I'm Tony Vanetti and Carl Lanore. You know us from the radio. I'm on 790 AM at 3 p.m. If you want to take a listen later today, I would love it. It's a sports show. So, ladies, we want you to listen to the sports also. I could always use callers, lady callers to the sports show, okay? Yeah. It's all a bunch of meatheads like us. But today's topic is about strength training. We've talked about diet a lot for the first couple of weeks of this show, and now we want to move to strength training. And ladies, that includes you. I said at the top of the show, I think women are the strongest people on the planet, okay? Emotionally, and you guys can, you raise our children, you give birth to our children, you're the strongest people we know. You need to strength train. I'm not going to say to get out of the cardio ring. I'm not going to say that.
We're going to talk about that.
But you're going to move to pick up some weights, too. That's what you need to do. Again, consult your doctor before any workout session, but please get to the weights.
Well, remember we did the HRT show, right?
Yes.
So Anders Niedergaard.
Hormone replacement therapy.
Anders Niedergaard did a couple really well-done studies on women to show that frailty led to shorter lives.
No question.
Okay. But interestingly enough, the two things that affect frailty are exercise and estrogen. If your hormones start dipping, and you're not working out, you're going to lose muscle mass very, very quickly. You're going to lose the ability to walk, get out of a chair, do things on your own. Yes. So you have to, this is part of a prescription we're going to be unfolding on this show over the upcoming months. It's not just one of these things, it's all of these things. And you have to be committed to start paying more attention to training. Women outlive men by 7 to 10 years, I said before. The really important thing for women to understand about exercise is that you don't build muscle doing Zumba. Zumba will build cardiovascular endurance.
Which is great.
But you must start focusing as much on heavy resistance training. When I say heavy, it's heavy for you. You have to challenge your body. I'm not saying that you should try to lift super heavy weight, but you have to challenge your body. Yep. It's called progressive overload. Whatever you're working out with today, you should be hoping to working out with a little bit more weight a month from now.
Right, even if it's reps or fewer.
Yes.
Again, hiring a fitness instructor is invaluable on this thing.
Yes.
I mean, if you don't shy away from paying $1,200 for a TV, spend $600 and get a fitness instructor and change your life.
Well, let me tell you why that's important, what Tony just said. Because if you invest in these things, if you start to pay attention to your hormones, you start to pay attention to your diet, and you start to incorporate resistance training into your life, you won't be sick later on in life.
No.
You won't end up at the doctor's office when all your friends are going into the hospital or to the doctor's office. You're going to be going to the gym because it's going to keep you healthy.
You're never going to see a Z-Pack again, okay? You're never going to see that antibiotic again. You're not going to have to go to the doctor and get an antibiotic because once you start working out, especially strength training and all that, 3-4 days a week, we go 5 days a week if we can. Our schedules are crazy, but we fit it in. You will stop going to the doctor when you're sick because you're not going to get sick.
Only time I go to the doctor every year is to get my annual blood work done.
Gotta get the blood work
I don't
done.
have any other reason to go.
Right.
And there's a woman who listens to Superhuman Radio from Oregon. Her name is Judy Madsen. She's 70 years old. She started focusing on strength training many years ago. And at 70 years old, she entered a powerlifting competition and deadlifted 225 pounds.
That's crazy. I don't think I could do that right now.
Now, keep in mind, she was on my show. We did an interview. She was in a car accident. I mean, she was in a terrible car accident. She sustained zero damage. And the doctor said to her, had you not been as strong as you are...
Oh, how many times have you heard that? How many times are your friends of yours that are workout monsters that get in accidents and they're like, if he
bounce right back.
If he was not that strong, he would not be around today.
Strength is important. If we come away from this show learning anything today, I want to inspire you. Tony wants to inspire you to start considering strength training more seriously as part of your health and longevity prescription. It's not about sports. It's not about anything. It's not even about looking bigger. I may look thick to you on TV. I am much stronger than I look. You're going to see this at the end of the show. I see people come to me all the time. They go, I can't believe looking at you that you lift the weight you lift. It's not about muscle size. It's about the nervous system and the organism being stronger. You want to be stronger.
It is a lifestyle change, and I know we've pounded that in the last couple of decades of it. You must change your lifestyle, but it will. You change your lifestyle to go to the gym, and you'll get addicted to it. All right, as much as you can get addicted to feeling terrible, you can get addicted to feeling good, okay? And you'll do whatever it takes to get back to that feeling. And once you start to do it, you want it every single day. And going to those Zumba classes and working out will get addictive to where if you don't get there, if you don't go to the gym, then everyone in your life is like, you're really being a jerk today. You've got to get to the gym.
Now, right now, some of you are watching this show and you're saying, but Carl, Tony, I have a hard time just going up and down stairs. Okay.
Right.
You start where you are.
Yes.
If you can stand more frequently, so stand during the commercials when you're watching television.
Yep.
If you have a hard time walking, learn to walk 1 block, then maybe 2 blocks.
Yep.
You start where you are, but the goal is progressive overload, to continually get the body to work just a little bit more every single time that you train. And over time, you'll find out that you will get stronger. You'll be able to walk blocks. You'll be able to start swimming again. You won't get winded walking up and down the stairs. But you start where you are, look at your life and say, okay, I can't do this right now. What can I do?
A great tip for beginners is, let's say you're going to do a 2-year plan to do the mini marathon in 2 years.
Beautiful.
Don't even put pressure on you to do it this year. Well, you want to do it in 2 years. Walk for 30 seconds, run for 10 seconds.
Right.
Walk for 30 seconds, run for 10 seconds. Okay? And then when you start to feel comfortable, walk for 30 seconds, run for 20 seconds. And the next thing you know, you won't believe how fast your body will bounce back.
Yes.
And you will be running flat out within 2 months. Running flat out down the street, and you'll go, I can't believe I just did that.
And that's an important point. The body is adaptive. It will adapt to whatever you give it. If you give the body nothing, if you sit all day long and you don't do anything, any activities, it will adapt to that and downregulate. If you start to become active again, it will upregulate. It will adapt. But again, when we come back, we're going to talk about the prescription for training, and you must start focusing more on strength training as well. And we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Always consult your doctor before you start a workout. It's Superhuman Television. Carl Lanore, Tony Vanetti, back after this.
Superhuman Television will return after these messages.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Lab's liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.
Women are thinking they're sitting right now, Carl. They're sitting in their chair and they're thinking, I'm not lifting weights. I don't want to be big.
And you'll never be able to be big. You know what? If you look at female athletes and you look at even female bodybuilders, they are using drugs. Don't make any bones about that.
Yeah.
Women cannot get big and muscular.
Right, right.
You don't have enough testosterone
Right.
in your body.
Yes, yes.
So don't even worry
about it.
In fact, I challenge you to try to get big and muscular. If it was that easy, a lot of women would do it without having to use the drugs that they use.
Because that's the topic today. If you're just tuning in, it is strength training and how important it is. And the new studies that are out that the stronger you are, physically stronger, because there's so many times I've heard, you don't worry about how much weight is on the bar. You know, you need to work out, you need to lift weights. But the studies are showing you kind of need a little bit, you need to move it up every once in a while. You can't keep it the same weight. You should move it up, and feeling a little uncomfortable lifting that weight should be, each time, should be important.
And that's why we're going to give you a brief prescription right now, okay? If we could put up the next graphics, please. This is what you need to do. The first thing that Tony said a moment ago, which is really important, is you have to find a personal trainer.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. Yeah, you need a combination of strength training and cardiovascular training. Don't neglect weight training. Find a personal trainer. Resistance train with weights or machines 3 days a week. Do moderate cardio 3 days a week and expend at least 1 hour a day exercising. And don't train to burn calories, okay? It's not a calories in, calories out equation. You don't go to the, I know people that go to the gym and they go on the treadmill, they go, I burned 1,000 calories, so now I can go out and drink tonight.
No,
no, it's not a calories in, calories out equation. You should be training with goals in mind. Like Tony said, to be able to complete a 1 mile jog or to add 10 pounds to the machine that you're doing your chest presses with. Train with those goals. Don't train to lose weight. Train to get stronger and increase your cardiovascular endurance.
The earlier you start it, the earlier you're going to feel better, and you're not going to be there. If you want to if you want to get in the DeLorean and go in time and take a snapshot of you ladies in 30 years, hunching over your kitchen table with your back and your spine is now bent, and you're sitting there, and you got your house shoes on and your house dress. Who's afraid of that?
Yes.
Who wants to be afraid that they can't go to the bathroom properly or walk down the street or go to church? I mean, you want to be that lady with the house dress and the house shoes with the back all bent over? Or do you want to be that lady walking on the beach?
Yes.
And walking in the neighborhood or working at the kitchen at the church?
Right.
That's you, right? That's you. Now get back in the DeLorean, get back in time to where you are now, and start the process.
Right. Right.
It's simple. Where do you want to end up? Because that's where you're going to end up if you don't keep an eye on this.
Right.
It is ridiculous. It is so common sense to get off your butt. Sorry.
No, that's good. It's true. It's true. And you can see he's passionate about it. But you know why he's passionate about it? Because it's changed his life.
Well, I have women in my life also. I got grannies and moms and everything.
That just don't get it.
And you leave a footprint on your children and your grandchildren, okay? Everything you do, you don't think just because your kids are grown that you're not still leaving a footprint on them? Wake up. They still are going to look at you, and that's the way they're going to act when they're that age. Okay, so you change your life. Again, you control the history of your family. It can change at any given time, and that's the choice that you got to make.
And you got to make that choice today. So you start today. Look for a personal trainer. Do something today differently than you did yesterday. And focus on progression. Make goals and focus on progression. Don't focus on weight loss. You'll lose weight. But don't focus on that. That's not the objective.
And
Getting
different strength
stronger
level
is
too.
the objective.
Right? People are just stronger than other people. I'm not a very strong person. I mean, you are a very strong person. I am not a very strong person.
I've learned to become strong. I was not a strong person.
That's where I want to be. I want to get stronger, but I'm just not.
But you know what? And that's why I've had, from year to year, I've had goals that have been consistent to add weight, to add reps, just to keep getting stronger and stronger. And that's what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can do it. Your body will adapt to whatever you give it. Give it the challenges that make it stronger. You will live longer, and you will be involved in life for a longer period of time.
Accountability is big, and that's what a fitness instructor will do to you. There's somebody waiting on you at the gym. It's accountability. If you can just go sit down and watch another episode of Gilligan's Island rerun on WBNA.
And that's a good point. For those of you saying you don't have the time, you have the time.
We got the video.
Do away with other things.
We got the video of Carl doing 700 and something pounds next, right here on Superhuman Television. Tony Vanetti and Carl Lanore.
Superhuman Television will return after these messages.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Lab's liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.
Welcome back to Superhuman Television. I'm Tony Vanetti. He is Carl Lanore. I've always been jealous of really strong guys, and I'm going to start a strength working regimen to get where Carl is. Carl is 55. I am 44. There's no reason why I won't be able to do what Carl is. We're about to show Carl doing at LAC on Westport Road here. Do we have the video? All right, these are power squats. Last time it was 630. Now let's take a look at Carl. He's going to try 720. Go ahead. £720. Carl Lanore. That's 2. Give me one more.
$720.
How old are you?
Superhuman 55.
720 pounds.
Okay.
720 pounds.
But and this isn't an opportunity for me to show off. There's a lot of guys I know that are way stronger than me within the powerlifting community. The reason I did this is I want you to understand something. I did start
55 years old.
I did start where you started, but this has been a lifelong journey for me, and I have a motto: stronger is younger. If you continue to get stronger every year, you don't have to be that strong, but if you just continue to add strength to your body, or even maintain the strength you have today, you are staying younger.
Yes, and your body reacts to it, and again, the human body is it's an unbelievable machine.
It is. 55 years old, I've got all sorts of aches and pains, and I can still do that kind of work when I want to.
It really does. It's really cool, and that, again, is at the gym, and that's a lot of weight, and you can progressively get there, and that's what the process. Again, consult your doctor, get a fitness instructor.
Absolutely.
And then the fitness instructors are not one size fit all. You've got to interview the fitness instructors, okay? So one's a cardio guy, one's a strength guy. Go get a strength guy if that's what you want to look for, okay? And then he will increase you. And eat. Eat all day long. That's what you need to eat.
Paleo.
Ladies,
the paleo diet.
This show has been all about you ladies today, okay? And we wanted to do that today because we understand strength training is for us guys. We're into it and all that. Ladies, you've got to get out of the cardio room and start to lift some weights. Go to the meathead section where we are standing, and we'll help you out if we happen to be there in the gym.
Don't be afraid of those guys who look like bodybuilders. Because
go in there.
Who do you want to learn to be strong from? Somebody who's just a little stronger than you, or somebody who's really strong?
We had fun on today's show, and this is just the beginning here at Superhuman Television. We live the same lives you do. Trust me, we go to the same places you do. We want to be part of your lives also every day here at noon and WBNA, Carl.
Strong is the new sexy. Remember that.
All right, Superhuman Television. We'll see you tomorrow at noon right here on WBNA. Have a great day, everybody.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Lab's liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.